Arpit, and now I am here with the third part of Yojana for the month of March 2024. Now, this is the last part for this particular month, and we have two remaining topics which have to be covered. First is capturing street art and walls of India. Now, this is something which is very unique and which has been happening in the country right now. Street art brings life to a city which can be boring and dull. Government itself, whether at the national level or at the state level or most importantly at the local level, is promoting a lot of street art. We could see usage of increased amount of street art during the G20 summit in New Delhi in September 2023. Likewise, many municipalities all across the country have promoted street art, and this has added new life to those cities. Here, no text is there as such. The basic definition of street art and all is there, and what all are depicted in street arts. And I'll show you some images of street arts which have been there in the country. And the next topic, which is going to be the last topic, is from the art with intelligence to artificial intelligence. Now, what does this particular topic signify? Art with intelligence was used during the ancient medieval times in history because people did practice art. If I talk about the era where people used to dwell in caves, used to live in caves, that is before Indus Valley civilization, when there was no proper civilization living. Then also people used to express themselves by drawing arts in the caves, which we can see in the Bhimbetka caves or the caves in Uttarakhand or caves down there in Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh. Later on it evolved, this art evolved. But that art of that time obviously involved an element of intelligence. That is why art with intelligence it was called as. And in the ancient times or in the medieval times, people did create beautiful art pieces which are existing till date. And those art pieces were created with intelligence. Like for example, there's a piece of architecture in Delhi made up of iron, and that is rust proof. Scientists have discovered that why it is rust proof, but the fact is that they are not able to develop that rust proof iron now. The same iron was developed with people or by people way back in the medieval times. That is what art with intelligence means. And nowadays we are using artificial intelligence to create art. Like you go on any artificial intelligence platform, you give the input in the form of text that I want this kind of art or I want this kind of image to be created or generated, or you tell them in speech, and that machine will create an image for you. That machine has turned out to be an artist. So now in this era of artificial intelligence, how has art been impacted? We will see over here in this particular topic. So starting with the first topic, capturing street art and walls of India. Street art and graffiti are unique ways of expressing. Now, what do you express? You express the society. What kind of practices are there in the society? What type of norms are there in the society? Like for example, if you want to give a message about family planning. So, you give a message, hum do, hamare do, ya bache do hi achhe, and then you draw a family of 4, mother, father, 2 kids. So, those kind of societal messages are given. Or if you want to promote education among the girl child, beti badao, beti bachao, beti padhao, like these you can, draw the images of a school girl going to school, learning, and then becoming into a professional when she grows up. So these kind of social messages are there, which are tackling such certain evils or certain challenges in our society right now. It represents the diversity and stories of community, making the city more interesting. They share powerful messages, like just I said, of whether with respect to family planning or female education and all, and make people think differently. Overall, street art and graffiti not only makes the city beautiful, but also encourages conversations and let people express themselves freely in the community. So since I'm living here in Delhi NCR, so I see a lot of wall art over here also, and some interesting, very interesting wall arts If I go to a place that is South X and there's an underpass over there, so I see wall art of various scientists which have contributed in scientific discoveries all across the world. Not only Indian scientists, they are global scientists. And when you go and you're passing by, so your eye definitely goes over there and you get to know, acha, this person invented this or he gave this. So that is something which is very unique and informative as well. So let us see some of the wall arts. So this is Lodi Art District, New Delhi. This is the first art district with murals by Indian and international artists. So we've used the word murals over here. Murals is basically wall paintings, and this word you will also read about in art and culture. Ancient, medieval era, a lot of murals were there on the temple walls, or on the walls of the caves and all. Again, depicting about the society, a female selling sweets. So this kind of advertising it is also can be done. So this person selling these balloons and these flutes, and she's a student studying over here, and she's keen to buy these products. Now a cow is being made over here, depicting the holiness of this animal. Then it is talked about justice over here. Then Gupta Dwar it is. Equality is written over here, although you're not able to see this fully. But yes, it is written justice, equality and all. So it is there. Certain landscapes and all are drawn over here in this particular art. Now this is kind of 3D art where on the wall there are faces which are stuck or pasted. So another form of wall art, kind of I would say a variation in wall art it is. So all these are very, very interesting and they give a new dimension to art. And definitely there is a lot of scope also in the coming times, because cities all across the country are going for their beautification. Many smart cities are also coming up in the country, and these again smart cities are going for beautification, and wall art is something which they are banking upon. Then the next is from the art with intelligence to artificial intelligence. So as I said, art with intelligence in the history, whether it be ancient, medieval or modern, people used art as a form of expression, and their art was infused with intelligence, because at that time digitalization and all was not there. But now, it has been impacted due to digitalization. So artificial intelligence is impacting it. Now the connection between art and intelligence. Art and intelligence have always been bound to each other since ancient times, because if you go back to the definition of art, it is a way of expressing yourself. What is there you are feeling inside, what is there in your mind. So an element of intelligence will always be there. You cannot create art without an element of intelligence. So that has to be meaningful as well. In ancient times, we did not have artificial intelligence, but art with a lot of intelligence. Example, art made of stone and ivory, pottery, metallurgy, bead making, wood carving, cart making, cave paintings, etc., etc. Now we will see, how art with intelligence was there and during which era. Especially first one we are picking up, that is Harappan civilization, or we popularly know it as Indus Valley civilization. During Harappan civilization, we have multiple examples of art with intelligence. How people were advanced enough to invent intercropping. Intercropping means they practiced agriculture, so one crop with the other crop, and this not only restored the soil health but also increased productivity. They invented wheel, and wheel was something which was very much significant for transportation. Till now it is significant. So again, that was made of wood at that time, and that transformed transportation of that era. They invented new techniques to extract metals from the ore and alloys. Like they formed bronze by mixing copper and tin. So this kind of experiments they did, and a new element was invented. They also developed lost wax technique. Lost wax technique you will read about in history. So just to give you a brief about lost wax technique, it is basically a technique, or it was a technique to make statues. Statues of basically gods, goddesses, and they used multiple metals like copper statues were there or bronze statues were there. Now, how did they do that? They first, made a mold of wood. They put wax in that mold. The wax took the shape of that mold, and once the wax took the shape of that mold, in that wax statue they did a hole, and they poured the hot molten metal. For example, they have to make it of copper. The molten copper will be poured in that wax statue, and which automatically melted that wax and took the shape of that particular statue. The wax was collected, melted wax, and the statue was formed. That was lost wax technique, which you will study about in ancient history, or you will be studying about in art and culture. Now, after the Harappan period, the second urbanization existed in the Ganga Valley. In this second urbanization period, some remarkable techniques or technological innovations happened. The Delhi iron pillar, which I talked about. This iron pillar is rust free, and this is standing since ancient India till now. 1500 years old, consists of 6 tons of wrought iron and uses phosphorus in the iron. It is an excellent example of art with intelligence, because that pillar has not got rust. It is there in the open, a lot of rain falls, but no rust till 1500 years. So that kind of technology till now we're not able to see. This iron pillar is famous for its rust resistant properties. The same technology is also used in temples of Jagannath Puri in Odisha. Then further in medieval times, if we see art with intelligence, we come across many monuments like forts or mausoleums which have been built. You go to Jaipur, so you see Hawa Mahal. Where there are natural ways to let the wind come in. You see Taj Mahal, how beautifully it is made. So that is all examples of art with intelligence. But in the present day era, there has been rise of digital technology, and digital technology is impacting painting, graphic design, animations, interactive media, etc., etc. Artists also have started using multiple digital tools like tablets or mobile phones or computers, laptops, softwares, which help them design. And those virtual artworks, which were previously impossible or difficult to achieve by traditional methods, are now achievable by the use of these digital tools. COVID-19 pandemic came, and when it came, it further acted like a catalyst for the upliftment of digital art, because everything went virtual at that time. And then AI also came. COVID acted like a catalyst for diffusing digitalization in the art. Virtual art museums, exhibitions, virtual conservatories, etc., which we saw in the last video, they became more and more prominent. Websites, social media platforms, online galleries, digital art marketplaces allow artists to reach a wider audience. So digitalization, if in one way it has impacted art, is that it has increased their outreach. Means they're now able to get to larger audiences. Then digital art. What is digital art? Unlike traditional art, it is made up of pixels. So this is basically kind of basic units of any picture or image which you see in the digital format. Now, over the past 50 years, computer technology has advanced, and so has digital art also advanced. Now, internet has spurred the global art movement to grow, because it has helped them spread their art. When we look at the social, cultural, and economic values of society, we see that combination of art and digital technology has led to the creation of a new revitalized form of art known as digital art. So it is basically drawn using various softwares, or we can use hardwares like laptops, computers, tablets and all. So this has given a new meaning to art. And art is not just about paintings or drawings or sculptures anymore. It includes computer generated images and designs as well. And that is digital art. Now, uses of digital art technology in art forms. So various art forms and how digital art technology or digital technology has impacted them. The use of digital technology can be seen in the following art forms in modern day lives. First is visual art. It is tangible, means you can feel that art. It can be puppets, it can be clothings, It can be anything like shawls and all, or it can be suits, saris and all. That is all visual art, which is tangible. And we can use technologies to create a visual imagination of our cultural, I would say, elements in those arts. We can use machines to print those, I would say, cultural elements of those arts on those piece of cloth or something like that. So it has impacted. When I talk about painting, we see no use of technology in paintings from ancient era. But today's era's paintings have been digitized using hardware and software. People nowadays have developed a taste in abstract painting, where digitization is highly used and it is valuable. Abstract painting is basically anything, it is there in that, but that anything is meaningful. So it can create your face, but your face will be having a different shape, but it will be recognizable that it is you. That is abstract painting. Sculptures are popular art forms since the IVC, because we were using lost wax technique at that time. But nowadays, this era, since it is digitalization era or digitized era, we are using digitalization in creating sculptures. We first create 3D images on the laptop or tablets or whatever device we have. Even we have gone to up to that extent where we are doing 3D printing. Houses are made by 3D printing. A lot of things have been created by using 3D printing technology. And again, another step ahead we have gone, and that is holograms, where we are creating the images of the person who is actually not there, but if you see to that image, you will see someone standing there, like Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose's statue we created. There was no, I would say, sculpture standing, but yes, there was use of this holographic technology where lights and all were coming, and an image or a 3D sculpture of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose we could see. That is called as holographic images. We are producing that as well. Then architecture. It is basically the art of designing any building, and that art of designing includes a lot of elements. You have to give power connections, you have to give sewer lines, you have to give a lot of things, like ventilation should be proper, lighting should be proper. Nowadays, greening of buildings is considered a lot, so that should be proper. So all these can be done by using softwares. There are multiple softwares like CATIA or CAD CAMs, or multiple architectural softwares are used to create architectural designs, and those architectural designs are more effective, accurate. So architecture is usually the art of making giant monuments. In ancient era, we did not use those computer designs and all, but yes, in ancient era also, those architectural designs are marvelous, and that is why they are considered to be so relevant till date. Then when I talk about dance, although an ancient dance form it is, or ancient art form it is, but new experiments have been tried in the digital world. Laser shows or drone shows where a person can be seen dancing in the dark lighting, but that person is not there. And this is very, I would say, popular among the young generation. So this is also having this touch of digitalization nowadays. Music, if I talk about, again, this is an ancient art form where people used to sing along with musical instruments. Now, but in the present day era, if someone is having an average voice quality, she can make it melodious by using technologies of auto-tune. Instruments are also digitally played, and you can sing along with them. You can sync along with them, SYNC. So that has also been impacted. So this is how digitalization has impacted the modern day art. With this, we are coming to the end of this month's session, but yes, in a nutshell, I would want to conclude. And the conclusion is that no doubt about the fact that digitalization has impacted art in positive way. How? It has increased the outreach of art or spread of art. It has enhanced the ways art is made, it is delivered. So those things have been enhanced, and that has impacted positively. Internet provides a significant platform where we can spread this art forms. Earlier, less number of people were getting to know about these art forms, but now more number of people can come to know about these forms of art. But again, when we are using a lot of technology to spread art, to conserve art, or to make art, especially while making art, the original essence of that art form can be lost. And when this original essence of that art form is lost, it gives unrealistic experiences to the viewers, to the audience. And then the objective of art fails. So we need to draw a line. That line will stop usage of digitalization in art. So that digitalization has to be done to an extent. To that extent where digitalization is not going to fiddle with or not going to impact the original essence of that art form, then only it will be a win-win situation for everyone. Else digitalization will vanish art, and that is something which none of us want. At least I don't want. So this needs to be understood. And with this, we've come to an end of this month's Yojana magazine. It was interesting, although it was difficult to prepare and deliver. But yes, it was interesting. A lot of learnings had been done, especially for myself. And I hope these kind of learnings were there for you guys as well. I will be meeting you next month now with the next month's edition of Yojana in April. Till then, you guys very well know what to do. Also try to read the original text of this Yojana magazine if you can. But yes, I've simplified those things in these 3 videos for you guys. So that's it from my end. I will be meeting you next month now with April month's Yojana. Till then, you guys very well know what to do. Keep studying, keep reading, keep writing, keep watching the videos of daily analysis, and most importantly, keep revising. Namaste. Jai Hind.